Hey, what is up, everybody? This is Stevie Breach coming to you here live from the Westgate Hotel, home of WrestleCon, in the city of Las Vegas, the city that never sleeps. It is 11:45, and we are sitting on the couch. We're talking a little bit of wrestling. We're talking about WrestleMania 41. This is my first trip back to WrestleMania since WrestleMania 32, and I can honestly tell you it is fun to meet a Mark again. It is funny. It's fun to be in the city where I can tell you as of right now, this hotel is probably like 50% Marks, 25% cheerleaders, high school cheerleaders. Don't get the wrong idea. And like 25% high school volleyball players. So like, for a majority of the time, you don't look stupid walking around like this. Especially when you get into the main crowds out down there on the strip, the closer you got to Allegiant Stadium, nobody's going to look at you funny. I can honestly tell you, tonight was an awesome night of wrestling. I can honestly tell you, there was two moments during this show that I really realized that I was at WrestleMania. Jey Uso's entrance and the entire main event. This is my first two-night WrestleMania. They've been doing them since 36. 37 was the first crowd that got to experience two nights of WrestleMania. So they've been done. People understand them. Once we finally get to two-night SummerSlams, two-night Royal Rumbles, that's when it's going to get really, really weird. But I wonder how they're going to do the two-night Royal Rumbles when they have to decide, like, are they going to tell people when the men's and when the women's is going to be? Because what if you don't know what ticket to buy if you only want to see the men's Royal Rumble? And what if you buy like a Saturday and then you find out that once you get there that the match you wanted to see is the next day? I think a majority of the people go both nights, but my buddy Jim, he was only there tonight. But let's get down to business. It was weird going to the show. Honestly, very easy to get on from the Westgate. I got on the monorail. I rode it all the way down to the MGM. Once you got off at the MGM, you walked through the casino on the monorail. You got off the monorail. You walked through the casino. Walked to the corner. You walk up an escalator that takes you over to the street. And then you have to cross over from New York to the Excalibur. You have to walk by the Excalibur, get into another tram, which then took you to the Luxor. That's where I met up with my friend Jeremy. And then basically there's a straight shot that shoots you out the back of the Luxor. They close the street. You walk over a freeway over ramp, and you're in the parking lot. Very, very easy to get to. It sounded more confusing than it really honestly was. Just read your signs and you're good to go. I honestly really believe that Las Vegas will have another WrestleMania within 5 years. That is my thought. I think this town really showed that they could handle WrestleMania. It's just a matter if anybody else will overpay to bring them in. There definitely were matches that, I don't want to say didn't deserve to be on WrestleMania, but didn't make it feel like it was WrestleMania time. New Day versus the War Raiders was one of those matches for me. I love tag team wrestling. But that match right there, just nothing ever really snatched it to me. And then like New Day won the belts, and then they just like ran away with them. They didn't even like celebrate having them. It was like they stole them, and they didn't want to celebrate. They haven't had those titles honestly in a long time. It should mean them. It means something to them to win them at WrestleMania in front of everybody, unless they just wanted to have their celebration in the back, not in front of the fans, because the fans don't care about them. That's one way they could have made sense. And then the El Grande Americano versus Rey Fenix match wasn't what it was supposed to be, because I didn't watch SmackDown, but Rey Mysterio got injured, so he was replaced by Rey Fenix. Huge news. WWE purchased AAA. They acquired them, and they're going to work that into however the hell they're gonna do that. I don't know how Triple H oversees AAA and WWE at the same time. You would think that somebody has to be brought in, and it'd be funny if it's somebody like Conan, who all of a sudden gets this massive job with massive power within WWE. I don't know a lot about AAA or Mexico wrestling, but I'm pretty sure that like the former Sin Cara and Alberto Del Rio wrestled there, and would think it was crazy if they found their way back into WWE. But that match, Rey Fenix seems like he didn't do anything that really stuck into my mind. Once the match was over, it was all about El Grande Americano putting the metal plate into his mask, getting the win, and I was kind of surprised. Penta was undefeated in WWE for a good period of time before he lost, and maybe they didn't want to do the same thing with Phoenix, but you would have thought that Phoenix was just as special as Penta, and that's kind of the reason why they kept them apart. I'm really looking forward to the Braun Breaker match, and I am okay with if he loses, because he is the last guy to beat Jey Uso, who is now your World Heavyweight Champion. His entrance was freaking awesome. That match was really good. I read a good tweet from my buddy Zach, who did not like that Gunther immediately tapped out as soon as the chokehold got put on him. A guy as strong as Gunther should have been able to overcome the odds and break the hold, but immediately tapped out. I can't remember Jey Uso as a singles wrestler or a tag team wrestler ever using a chokehold before. So to sort of get choked out with your own move and give up that quick, I guess it tells the story of like the bully who pushes everybody around on the playground, and then all of a sudden one kid gets up the courage, punches him one time, and the bully just falls over and cries. I guess that's kind of the story that they're telling, but yeah, it'd be fun to see. They're probably going to do Rematch City, but fun to see where that goes from here. Fun to see Jacob Fatu win the championship against LA Knight. Pretty good match. Jacob Fatu, I'm not 100% sure when he debuted, but I don't think he was in WWE last year at WrestleMania. So for him to come off the Indies, off MLW, debut in WWE, and then win the United States Championship in a match on WrestleMania, I honestly believe is a really big deal. And I think that's really, really cool for him. The Tiffany Stratton versus Charlotte Flair, I don't want to say my seats were bad. My seats were damn good seats. I sat in 129. I was almost equal with the front of the stage, like the end of it. And I was equal to where the ramps were when the cars for Charlotte Flair and LA Knight came up and came down. The ring was seeable, especially when I was wearing my regular glasses and not these goofy glasses. But I could not tell who was who, and I think that was the story that they were telling for the people that were watching that match at home, or the people probably in the first 10 rows probably got a better match than I did. But Tiffany Stratton got the win. There was 3 championship changes in the first 4 matches, and I thought maybe they were going to do title changes the whole way through. But Tiffany was able to beat Charlotte. Where Charlotte goes from here, I don't want to say that she's going to go away, but if she has to reprogram herself, almost when she came back from her injury, it was like she was trying to be nice Charlotte, and just bad Charlotte came out because it was rooted into her veins. We'll have to see what can happen from here. But main event time, from the time Seth Rollins came out, especially with the flamethrower. If anybody can make it 10 minutes into this video that works for the company tops, that needs to be Seth Rollins' freaking card in the next set that comes out with pictures from WrestleMania 41. Him holding that flamethrower. He was having so much fun. You can see it in his face, actually getting to shoot that thing off. I thought that was really cool for Seth Rollins. Don't make it an insert. Don't make it like only an autograph card. Make it like his base card. That'll be freaking cool. Awesome for Seth to get a real WrestleMania moment that people can, really remember. I think that the WrestleMania that he wrestled Triple H, it wasn't the main event of the show, but it was one of the biggest matches of that year. Debatably, to me, that was the biggest match on that show. But the story of the match was Paul Heyman. They should have put the man on the poster for the event, because it looked like he was going to help Punk. He went over and he grabbed the steel chair. Roman Reigns awoke from his slumber in the ring and was like, "What are you doing?" And then Heyman, he gave the chair to Punk anyways, to Roman's demise. And then Paul Heyman nut-shotted a CM Punk. Then he was down. Then Roman got up with the chair. Heyman nut-shotted him. He was down, and Seth just picked up the pieces. 1, 2, 3. I think no doubt in my mind this is going to feed into tomorrow night's Screwjob affair. More than likely, WrestleMania 41's main events will have the same sort of atmosphere of WrestleMania 40 with cameos and run-ins galore. I think what they're doing is they're going to have Rollins as well as Heyman align with The Rock and John Cena. And what I think they're going to do is that once Raw is over and, Rock jumps on his jet, goes back to Hollywood, Cena goes to Europe to figure out whatever movie he's going to do or something like that, at least Seth Rollins can play number one bad guy. The only thing that doesn't make sense is he's fighting their battle and Cena is the champion. The only thing that I can think of is that The Rock is promising him that Cena's run is only going to last until December. And then come, January Royal Rumble, he'll hand the belt off to Rollins. And then Rollins will have a reign after that. That's the only promise that I could think The Rock could make Rollins. And even then, it doesn't make sense. Rollins wants to be number one. He's going to take anybody out. Rollins has no friends. So why would he play second banana to Cena for anything? So, 41 night one, really, really good show. It's hard for me to comprehend that we are going to WrestleMania again tomorrow. I understand that we're going to a wrestling show, but in my mind, I think we're going to Monday Night Raw, we're coming home packing, and we're going home. But we got 2 more nights. I got an early morning tomorrow. I have to go work something out over at the World. I lost my Monday bracelet. It's not my John Cena bracelet because they don't give bracelets like that for the photo ops. It's only to get in. But for some reason they give you these bracelets days before, and I don't know if I threw it away on accident, dropped it somewhere, walking around, if it was somewhere in this room and the maid thought it was a used bracelet and she threw it away. But I'm going to go over there. I'm going to tell them the truth. I hope they have mercy on me and they don't charge me another $60 plus tax drawing this John Cena picture to go higher than they already are. So as of right now, I'm already uploading my trip to WrestleMania. Then I'm going to upload my WrestleMania because I think that is going to be copyright galore, and I don't want my whole day to get taken down. But WrestleCon tomorrow, I think I'm just beating Alicia Fox and Sting. I really met almost everybody this whole week. Really, really fun stuff. But we'll get into more of that when I get home. This was longer than I wanted to go. Hopefully you guys make it through. But WrestleMania 41, night one, great show. Tomorrow, guaranteed, should be better. See what's going on tomorrow. All right, everybody. This is Stevie Breach coming to you from the NWO zone over here. John Cena Nation, running wild, WrestleMania 41, night 2. Took me about 2 hours to get back to the hotel here after the show, with the walk and then the monorail. Thank you to the trams that were out there. They really helped. I can tell you this much. I am exhausted. I'm beat. I got one more full day here in Vegas. I'm glad for that. I am hungry. I'm excited for Monday Night Raw to find out what the story is going to be. I watched two people's videos, not like full-length videos, just like videos they uploaded to Twitter. I listened to Robbie from Barstool. I listened to Brandon Walker from Barstool. Both of them thought that the ending to WrestleMania was flat and not what they thought it was going to be. I'm not going to let their opinions ruin my thoughts of what is going on. But I liked WrestleMania 41. I liked the whole thing all the way through. There was one match, night 1, that I just didn't really care for. I think I kind of took a break for a little bit. And then tonight there was one match that just wasn't for me. But everything else was really, really damn cool. Story of the night is going to be John Cena winning 17. The only thing that I can say that I didn't like about the finish of the match was basically that I didn't see it coming. They were fighting over the belt. Cena finally hit Cody with the belt. Then it was over. I really thought he was going to kick out. I think everybody wanted to see The Rock. Everybody wanted to see Austin. Everybody wanted to see, what was going down. Run-in-a-thons, whether if it was Jey Uso, CM Punk, this, that, and the other. The ending to WrestleMania 40 was a run-in-a-thon. We had Solo Sikoa. We had John Cena. We had The Rock. We had The Undertaker. I think people thought that was going to happen again. I talked about it in a few of my videos, but I just didn't think that they just wanted to have the same finish the next year. Maybe you wait a couple of years, you do the same thing again. It was a really hot finish. People enjoyed it. Gave them the throwbacks to nostalgia and things like that. But I don't know. I really liked it. The only thing that I didn't like was the fact that I was surprised. It just didn't have the normal end of a John Cena match. But then again, I think with heel John Cena, everything's not going to be the same. Things are going to be different. We're not used to seeing him cheat. We're not used to him being evil. He's probably going to start attacking people from behind. Well, not start. He's done it a few times to Cody. But everything about this is going to be different. I'm not sure if he's working Backlash, which I think is going to be in 2 weeks in St. Louis. I don't know if Cody gets a shot right away. I don't know if it's Orton's hometown, so we get that dream match of Orton versus Cena. He jumps up to there. But, there's a lot of questions. I'm excited to see where we go from there. Like I said, I've been watching things for the last year. I'm not really quite sure which guys can go after which belts, what shows they're on. They never really finished the free agency deal. They kind of just didn't mention it anymore. But damn good night. Before I get into everything, I had a lot of fun with Jeremy. Rockin' Knowles is the name of his channel. He's really helped me out this whole week. He introduced me to one of his friends, which is connecting people through wrestling. I can't remember his name, but I wound up with 2 of these somehow. I think everybody has seen wrestling and seen the guy who has the sign. It says connecting people through wrestling. Then it's got a hole in the middle. So I don't know. I told him that I remembered him at Revolution 2020 in Chicago because Ambrose hit Jericho with the sign and it was wrapped around his head. Maybe it was the other way around. Maybe Jericho hit Ambrose, or his name's not Ambrose. It's Moxley. But good shit. I ran into Isaac, who's from my hometown. And he's been watching my channel for a really long time, so that was awesome. I really wish I could get it doesn't even have to be big. Like a McDonald's cheeseburger would be awesome, but like some kind of a burger, that would be great. I don't even know if they have like delivery pizza places, because I'm on the Strip and I don't think anybody would want to like go there, but I didn't really see anything in my hotel. That might be the only like real negative about it. There's a taco place that I know about that's downstairs, but they had already shut the gate, even though they were full of people in there. I think the people that work there are just trying to get out of there. They must have closed at 10 or something like that. I got like protein bars, but I what am I gonna do? Eat like 3 of those things? And they're basically like eating like chocolate, so that's fucking not gonna do anything for me. When I went to Target, that was like kind of the one. Oh, I got that beef jerky. I can eat enough beef jerky to make like a steak or something like that, but yeah, whatever. That's probably going to be the late night dinner here, but WrestleMania 41 Night 2, really, really good show. Really, really good show, almost top to bottom. Eio Sky, Bianca Belair, Rhea Ripley, one hell of a finish, one hell of a match, almost all the way through. I've already, have egg all over my face. Eio Sky beat Rhea Ripley in a match that I said, like, she wasn't going to win because she's Eio Sky. Okay, for the people that, called me out on that, I know who Eio Sky is now. That chick's good. And she had a lot of fans. There was a lot of people cheering for Eio. So, whenever she had her big run in WWE, I missed it. And, I know she is now Bianca Belair, not getting the job done, being so stunned when it was over. It seemed like the camera was on her more than it was on Rhea Ripley. But damn good match. Bunch of finishes. They could have gone either way. Just off fresh in my mind, might be one of the best women's matches recently that I've seen. It definitely was better than the WrestleMania 35 main event of Charlotte, Becky Lynch, and Ronda Rousey. Damn good match. Drew McIntyre versus Damian Priest was one hell of a street fight. We saw tables. All sorts of gimmicks got pulled out during that one. Drew McIntyre, it is so funny to think about what he was like as the chosen one, the guy in 3-man band. When he left WWE, went to like Evolve, Impact, it seemed like he was wrestling everywhere as Drew Galloway. His character is better than that. He's just awesome. He beat Damian Priest straight up. Wouldn't be surprised if it's Drew McIntyre against Jey Uso. Heard a story about Jey Uso, not really being friendly with people at the WWE party after last night when he was WWE champion. As of right now, as much like Yeet stuff as I was wearing, that story made me like really change my opinion on Jey. And to be at a wrestling party that a lot of people paid money to be at because you were there, to not really want to interact or talk to anybody, or just going off on people, to give you your own space. I put him like in Mark Henry land, like respect my privacy. I don't know about that guy anymore. Dom winning the Intercontinental Champion, one hell of a moment. It was awesome to see Dom go after Finn catch him, Finn beat up Dom to go off the top rope as Finn, had his finish in and looked like he was going to win, and he stole it. And now Monday, it's going to be awesome to see what the story is. If we see the blow up of Judgment Day, or if Finn has to be in the background, like kind of like eating crow, that Dom is kind of like the leader now. He has the Intercontinental Champion. Maybe, Finn has to come up with some elaborate plan in order to, steal the title, maybe find themselves in another like 3-way situation where it's them and somebody else, and he has a chance to beat Dom. But Dom recently cooled off a lot. I think people still like to hate him, but when he won, that place blew up. And the only thing that came close to that was when Randy Orton came out and was waiting to see who his special guest was going to be to take him on. Joe Hendry. People exploded for this guy. I don't know a lot about this guy. Pretty much the only time I've ever seen him wrestle is in the Rumble. I just don't watch TNA. I wish I did. Dolph Ziggler made a joke about it at his comedy show that, you have to like have a satellite dish and you have to like beam it off your neighbor's, convertible to be able to pick up the signal. I just wish it was easier to find out there on the internet or on TV somehow. But Hendry comes out, place goes bananas. I mean, everybody knows that song, everybody knows that face. And Orton beat him. Really, really fast match. Really nothing much to it. Orton doing the Joe Hendry pose, picking him up, dusting him off, wishing him luck, and then hitting him with another RKO. Everybody saw those coming. But really cool that TNA would let him do that and, lose in that kind of, thing. If I was TNA, you do want to have your champion on WrestleMania, but maybe not losing in 3 minutes, even if it is against Randy Orton. That's just my opinion, but for him to be there and TNA to give it to him, hats off to them. Logan Paul beat AJ. Match started out good, ended up getting slow, had a pretty good finish. People hate Logan Paul, but you can hear people in the crowd, like, putting him over. Like, why does he have to be this good? Like anybody but him, but it's him. Dude, Logan Paul is a good wrestler. I'll tell you the truth. I've heard stories about him. I don't know a ton about him, but the guy can fucking wrestle. That's what I do know. Hats off to Logan Paul getting the win there. The match that, just wasn't for me. Lyra Valkyrie getting Becky Lynch to come out and team with her, beating Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez for the women's tag belts. Lyra Valkyrie, I guess she grew up idolizing Becky Lynch. It was her favorite wrestler. Getting her to come out there. Even after the match ended, I was like, well, is Becky back, or did Becky just wrestle one night? Then I was like, oh, they won the tag belt, so I guess she's back. It's not like they would have her win just to strip them. But then I was like, they don't really defend these women belts all the time. Like in this last year, we've seen the United States, and I believe that they have an Intercontinental title, which isn't Lyra Valkyrie, the girl who's the women's Intercontinental champ. And now she's got, 2 belts. Becky 2 belts. But, I was really surprised those mid-card championships didn't get defended on WrestleMania. Especially with how hot, Chelsea Green has been. And I think she really would have knocked it out of the park. You saw her, everywhere. All WrestleMania weekend doing things for WWE. I think that's why they like her so much. But, damn, how do you not have her on the card somehow? And then we finished with Cena and Cody. Big match feel. Had everybody in the palm of their hands. Last night's 3-way. We stood up when Seth came out and never sat down. I'll tell you, I stood up the whole time, but I want to say 3/4 of the stadium sat down and watched this match. I stood up. I asked the guy behind me, I was like, you cool if we stand? And he's like, yeah, he thought it was better to feel than sitting up, sitting down, sitting up, sitting down. So we stood the whole time. Bunch of big spots in that match. Travis Scott coming out, being kind of like the guy that made the biggest impact on the match. That's kind of soft to me, but I guess I understand it. At least Cody got his hands on Travis Scott. He was saying, I remember, come in here, come get yours. Called him out. Travis Scott, had the balls to get into the ring. Didn't end well for him, but in the end, Cena gets the win. Cena gets number 17, ends the show. walking off into the sunset. So, man, I thought it was a damn good show. I really, really did. WrestleMania 41, Night 2. Finish surprised me, but I still think damn good match, damn good night of wrestling, damn 2 good nights of wrestling. Vegas, one hell of a host, and we got one more night. And then that's it. Back to Sacramento. Back to the world, back to work. Damn. Wednesday. I go to work at 5 in the morning. I'm not looking forward to that.